Mary Lee and Brian for a look at the latest results. Guys.
Thanks, Curtis. I'm here with Brian Calfano, Spectrum News political analyst. Right now, just under 20% of the expected vote in. Brian, a lot of those early ballots being counted, and all the polls now closed for half an hour. What are you seeing across the state?
Well, do not adjust the color on your television sets, folks. This is the state of Ohio, and these are counties that you're used to seeing show up red on election night, meaning that they vote for Republican candidates. In this particular case, as we said, scrambling all expectations, and now you're seeing blue filling in not just the major metros around Ohio, but also these rural counties. And we can take a look at a few right now. We'll give a quick look here at Lake, which is just to the northeast of Cuyahoga and the Cleveland area. And you're seeing, even this is as a Republican-leaning county, a split 70-30 essentially, with just under 25% of the vote in, and that's 70% for no. That's something that, again, if you're mapping this on to how things usually go with partisan votes, this is counter to the way this county usually ends up voting in elections. Now, let's take a look here at Mahoning, which traditionally quite Republican. You're seeing here with just over a fifth of the vote in, a 76-24 split in favor of no on issue 1. If we zoom across western portion of Ohio, that northwestern portion, Defiance County defying expectations here tonight. That margin between no and yes, those percentages not as wide as we saw in the Northeast, Mary Lee, but still with about 7% difference there and almost 35% of the vote in. That's something that I don't think most folks supporting issue 1 expected to see going into tonight.
So, Brian, safe to say there definitely are Republicans that have voted no.
I think that's a safe assumption.
All right, Brian, thank you.
Let's go over to our Brian Calfano, though, for a look at the results that we are seeing. Brian, an interesting night.
It certainly is, Curtis. Good evening, folks. We are looking at a bit of a tightening here. We saw you a few minutes ago, and we have almost 70% or closer to 70% of the vote in for the no side of this campaign. But now with just under 40% of the total vote counted, you're seeing a tightening, about 60-40 split now in favor of no. And we've noticed some of the counties that were shaded in blue just last half hour now flipped to red. One of those is in southwestern Ohio. It's Claremont County, and it was essentially running the same margin difference for the no vote just a few minutes ago, but with more of that vote coming in now, almost 50% of the vote in Claremont County, you see the support has shifted to yes. If we go up here in the far northwest corner of the state, Williams County was another one of those that was actually blue just a few minutes ago. And even though we saw a much stronger and more consistent blue band across the state last half hour, some red filling in more recently, the three big metros in Cincinnati, in Columbus, and in the Cleveland metro, essentially 70-30, 80-20 splits in favor of the no. And so even as you see some erosion here, again, just in the last minute, a drop from just over 60% down to just under 60% in favor of no, the projections likely to hold that you're going to see a 60-40 split essentially holding in favor of the no vote for this election. And the stunning part of what we were talking about all night, the political scrambled eggs of Ohio politics, essentially showing a lot more blue in rural Ohio than we're used to seeing. Let's send it over now to Mary Lee.